Hello everyone, welcome to Pediatric Lectures by Dr. Sudarshan. Today's topic is Kawasaki disease. We'll do a brief summary of Kawasaki disease and commonly asked entrance questions in Kawasaki disease. Okay, what is the other name for Kawasaki disease? It is also called as mucocutaneous lymphadenopathy. The name itself is telling it is involving the mucosa, it is involving the skin and lymph nodes. Okay, this much you remember. Can you tell any other name for Kawasaki disease? The other name for Kawasaki disease is infantile polyarteritis nodosa. So these two are other names for Kawasaki disease. One is mucocutaneous lymphadenopathy and infantile polyarteritis nodosa. What type of vasculitis is seen in Kawasaki disease? It is a medium vessel vasculitis seen in Kawasaki disease. Okay. Can you tell any other medium vessel vasculitis? Polyarteritis nodosa is another medium vessel vasculitis. So basically medium vessel vasculitis is one is Kawasaki disease, the other is polyarteritis nodosa. Okay. Can you guess what is this score? Kobayashi score. Kobayashi score is nothing but risk assessing score. Okay. What type of risk it can assess by using this score? It can assess the coronary artery aneurysm risk and IVIG resistance. Okay. In entrance, they may ask what is the score? Kobayashi score. It is a risk assessing score. Where it will used? It is used in Kawasaki risk assessment. Okay. These two they may ask. This is new term. You remember this. This they may ask in entrance exam. Now, what are the clinical features of Kawasaki disease? You remember the mnemonic. I created one simple mnemonic. Mnemonic is cream. Okay. You might have heard this mnemonic, but this is very easy to remember. What is C stands for? C stands for bilateral conjunctivitis. This is bilateral conjunctivitis. Both side there is conjunctivitis. What type of conjunctivitis is there in Kawasaki disease? Non-exudative type of Kawasaki, non-exudative type of conjunctivitis. See, each and every word which is coming from my mouth is an exam question. Okay. R stands for rash. What type of rash is there in Kawasaki disease? They'll have pleomorphic type of rash. Okay. What is E? E stands for extremities. Okay, in extremities there are two type of changes, acute changes and subacute changes. What you'll see in acute changes is acute means in first 1 week after getting Kawasaki disease there is reddening of erythema of hands and feet. Okay, along with that sometimes they'll have edema of hands and feet. So in acute stage you will have erythema and edema. In subacute stage, can you see here there is a peeling of skin. What you are seeing, there is a peeling of skin. So acute stage, you will have erythema and edema of skin, hands and feet. In subacute stage, there is a periungual peeling of skin. Okay, peeling of skin in the around the fingers and nails. Okay, this is E. Conjunctivitis. One is, C stands for conjunctivitis. R stands for rash, pleomorphic rash. E stands for erythema of hands and feet in acute stage, and subacute stage, that is in second and third week, you'll get periangual peeling of stage. Then remaining thing is A. A stands for adenopathy. What type of adenopathy you'll get? Cervical lymphadenopathy. Usually they'll have cervical lymph nodes more than 1.5 centimeter. Okay, and unilateral cervical lymphadenopathy will be seen. Okay. Then M stands for mucosa. Mucosa mainly will see strawberry tongue. Okay, strawberry tongue. So the simple mnemonic is conjunctivitis, rash is pleomorphic rash, E stands for extremities changes, A stands for adenopathy, M stands for mucosal change, that is strawberry tongue. This is a very simple mnemonic to remember. Along with this, there is a fever persisting for more than 5 days. These are the clinical features of Kawasaki disease. You can go for briefly what type of conjunctivitis? Non-exudative type of conjunctivitis. Okay. What type of rash? Polymorphous rash. What type of changes in extremities? Acute stage erythema of palms and soles and edema of hands and feet. Subacute stage there is periangual peeling. I showed picture of everything. What type of lymphadenopathy? Cervical lymphadenopathy. And what type of mucosal change you will see? Strawberry tongue you will see. Along with that you can remember erythema and cracking of lips. Okay. This is about the clinical features of Kawasaki disease. Okay, the mnemonic is cream. Now we'll coming to complication. I told it is a medium vessel vasculitis. The medium vessel is coronary artery. So the major complication and dreaded complication which occur in Kawasaki disease is coronary artery aneurysm, which is leading to MI. This is very important, okay? The coronary artery aneurysm is one of the dreaded complications which is seen in Kawasaki disease. This is about the clinical features of Kawasaki disease. Same thing in a summary form, it is like this. Conjunctivitis, strawberry tongue, this I already told, no need to repeat once again. Now, what are the lab findings in Kawasaki disease? Lab findings, Kawasaki disease, as I earlier told, it is a medium vessel vasculitis. Okay, itis means inflammation. Anywhere inflammation, you already know there is elevation of counts. Which counts? WBC count. There will be leukocytosis. Anywhere inflammation, you will have CRP elevated and elevated ESR. Okay. Sometimes there is elevation of thrombocytes also. They will have thrombocytosis. The entrance exam question, what they asked is, which is not seen in Kawasaki disease. They'll give options, different options: leukocytosis, elevated CRP, elevated ESR, and thrombocytopenia. You have to write thrombocytopenia because in Kawasaki we'll have thrombocytosis, but not thrombocytopenia. Why we will do 2D echocardiogram? As I already told, there is a risk for coronary artery aneurysm. So to rule out this one, you have to do 2D echocardiogram to diagnose that one. What is the treatment given in Kawasaki disease? These three things you have to remember. IV